Hello. Today I'm going to be doing a demo on serverless data ingestion using Datastream to connect PostgreSQL replication to BigQuery. Um, as we go through this demo, we're going to explore how data ingestion works within Google Cloud and how to implement PostgreSQL replication to BigQuery using the Datastream. So why Datastream? I think that's going to be the most important part, and why BigQuery. So if you're working with AI or you have aspirations to work with AI, you need data. Where are you going to keep your data? You're going to keep it in, if you're using Google Cloud, you're going to use BigQuery because it's a powerful data warehouse that enables fast SQL queries on large data sets. In this demo, we're going to integrate PostgreSQL with BigQuery through Datastream. Datastream is the serverless ingestion tool, and it can, once you get your data into BigQuery, then you can do your advanced analytics, machine learning, so forth, build models with Vertex AI. Datastream has many applications, and it can use many sources and different destinations. This is not going to go through all the use cases for Datastream, but rather we're going to focus on PostgreSQL to BigQuery, which is over here. Datastream the features of Datastream are serverless architecture, easy to use setup, secure connectivity, and it's very, very flexible, as you can see. How does Datastream work? Datastream, it's serverless. It processes CDC, or change data capture, real-time change data capture and replication service that captures every change, such as inserts, updates, deletes from databases like MySQL, Postgres, and it ensures that the data flows and we're going to go through like what are the options, how you can set up data freshness, etc. Now, one of the benefits of Datastream is that it has a tremendous integration with BigQuery and cloud storage. So it's real-time analytics into BigQuery. This allows for advanced analytics, feature engineering necessary for developing robust machine learning models on Vertex AI. You can also stream data directly into cloud storage, which can be used for training models in Vertex AI. It's scalable because as a serverless service, it automatically scales, handles varying workloads. It's simple to set up, and you don't have to worry and maintain a lot of extra infrastructure under the covers. So that's a huge value. And then we're going to go through a little bit of understanding how PostgreSQL replication works in order to implement this. PostgreSQL replication slots endure wall logs are retained for replicas, and publications manage data changes in logical replication. So we'll go through that as well, but that's kind of the start to this. Let's get on with what we're doing here. So we're going to create some data sets in BigQuery. I would highly recommend going through the documentation for Datastream at your own leisure. But for today's demo, again, we're going to focus on, I'm going to use a Google Lab to go through how this works so you can actually see. This is going to take a little bit of time. We're not going to spend a full hour, but I do want you to see the process. So that being said, we're going to kind of walk through these steps with the lab. Here we're going to set the password and this changes all the time, so there's really no value in remembering that. But once we get our PostgreSQL set up, so that's going to be our first step, is we're actually going to go in here and set up a PostgreSQL database so that we can use that database to replicate or to flow data in with Datastream. So now here we go. Skip this step. First off, you'll see we don't have any PostgreSQL databases just yet. And we're going to first start with a Cloud shell. Some of these steps are going to take a little bit longer than others, but we're just going to be basically walking through this lab so you can see and understand everything that's going on. I've already logged in, and then once we are ready, we're going to go ahead and create a Postgres instance. But first we have to enable the Cloud SQL API, which is going to be done here. I'm going to paste that command, enable the Cloud SQL API, and then we're going to go ahead and use this command to create our database. So paste that command. You'll see the database will come up, and then we'll be able to see it right above, I think. So it's working to create the instance. Now, if you look closely at the command that we used, gcloud SQL instances create, it basically is already pre-populated to save time, but we're creating a Postgres 14 with 2 CPUs, 10 gigabytes of memory in US East 1. So you can see right there, and setting the password just to PWD for the purposes of this demo. So we will be doing all of this in region US East 1, and once that completes, you will be able to check the process or the progress that hits it. And while that's going, I would encourage you to look through the Datastream documentation at cloud.google.com/datastream docs. And this will take, roughly a minute or two to create the Cloud SQL. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and create another tab. For our data stream. So we'll have to enable the Datastream API. And we're going to have to create 2 profiles, connection profiles for Datastream. One of the things I do recommend is that you create a Bigquery profile per stream, especially if you're using infrastructure as code such as Terraform to create these. If you go to create your profiles with the Terraform, you won't accidentally delete your Datastream or your Bigquery profile, connection profile. So let's go ahead and create the connection profile first off for Bigquery. And again, we're using US East 1. Well, in the demo, let me make sure. This is set for US East 1, and then according, we make sure that we connect to US East 1. Yeah. So US East 1 is South Carolina. And we're going to create that. So that we're already doing this step just to save time. Database is still working. Okay, so we now have our connection profile to BigQuery and US East 1. Now, okay, our database is created. So now we can create our connection profile for our Postgres database. The username, again, is Postgres. And you can also see that in the information here. So we're going to call it Postgres-CP. Choose PostgreSQL for your connection profile. Postgres-CP, US East 1. I copied the IP from the other one. Postgres, the database. Now we do need to insert some data. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to basically use this command to connect to the database. gcloud SQL connect, PostgresDB, username Postgres. It is allow listing your IP for incoming connections. And then we're going to create a schema of test and test example table. I'm going to populate these 4 records. pwd. We created the schema and we inserted the records. So you can see test.example, and then now that that exists, we can go in here and we can choose the database is test. We can do IP allow listing, continue, run test to see if it connects. Oh, I must have missed something here. Username, pwd. Let's see what. Database is Postgres. That was my mistake. All right. Test. Okay. Now we can create the data stream. Now the data stream is created, or I'm sorry, the connection profiles are created for the Postgres and the BigQuery. Now we're going to create the stream. You can see in here, we're going to call it test stream, US East 1, same region, Postgres to BigQuery, and continue. We're going to use Postgres And we're going to use, oh, we do have to create the replication slot. So in our commands, this is the command we're going to create our publication and a replication slot. So select the replication slot, test replication, and to me test publication. So back over here. So now we have test replication and the publication is called test publication. So test underscore replication, and then the publication is test underscore publication. And we're only going to choose the test database that we created and the example data, example table. We're going to choose Bigquery as a destination and choose the region as US East 1. And now here's the important part is we're going to use merge mode. There's two write modes, merge and append only. The append only does not handle deletes, but you make sure you want to use the merge mode, and then your staleness is going to be how quickly the data is refreshed. So data freshness, you can hit 0 seconds here, so it's going to be immediate. We're going to see it. We can run the validation and make sure it's connecting to that replication slot, and it all passes. So then we create it. Once we get that that data stream created, then we can start it, and it should start up, and we'll see it running. Coming up. Let's see what else. We can also, once we see that the data is, we're going to make a change, but we're also going to check the data before this so we can actually see that the data is showing up in there in BigQuery. So if we go back over here, and once that comes up, we go to BigQuery. See our new data set, and within our data set, now we can't actually see it yet. In just a second. Still starting because there's no data in there because the test stream is still starting. This does take obviously a few minutes. It's running there. Okay, let's see if we can see the data now. Yep, there's our data. Hello, goodbye, name, other. Those are the records that we inserted earlier. And now we're going to change those records. So we'll do the command in Postgres. And we changed that to, we inserted more records, and we deleted where ABC. So if we rerun that, they're not showing up just yet because we should have, let's see, no backfills, okay. There they are. There's my changes. So now you can see that def, GHI, they're in there. So all those, we completed all the steps. Our data stream is running. We can clearly see that everything is working. So we have a Postgres database running with Datastream, and you can see the data and our data set. Right here. See a test data set right there, an example table. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.